Hello and welcome, or welcome back if you're a returning viewer to the channel. WB here, and in this video we are continuing through our Nmap series with service and version detection inside of Linux using Nmap. As always, I ask if you like what you see on the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Check out the description for a link to our community Discord server for more resources and to continue this discussion after the video ends. Alright everybody, let's do a little service and version detection using Nmap. All right, everybody, here we are on my desktop, and we want to do service and version detection, and there are a few different ways that we can do this, and a couple of things that I want to kind of walk through and talk about, like we've done throughout the Nmap series. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to rely on our trusty Nmap demo text that we've been creating here, and let's go ahead and hit Control and End. It gets us down to the bottom. Keep in mind we've talked about a variety of different things, right? Different scan types as we've been going through here, adding to the documentation, and hopefully you have been too, so you can study this along with me. Keep in mind you can always use Notepad if you need to. I'm just doing this so we stay inside of the Linux environment. Now the next one that we're going to talk about is going to be about service and version detection. All right, so let's go ahead and throw that in here. All right, and one of the first things that we're going to talk about is going to be, well, a couple of different types of scans. All right, so as always, we're going to start out this, and what we're going to do is we're going to start out with probing open ports to determine what service and version info we can get, and the way we can do that here. In fact, let me go ahead and move this up here so we can see it a little bit better. That's why I add a few extras in there. All right, and we'll go ahead and choose and type the lowercase s, uppercase V. All right, so what does this do? All right, well with this, what we're going to do is we're going to probe open ports to determine the service / version if you want, okay, information, right? Now, so what does this do for us? Well, it provides detailed information that is useful for vulnerability assessments. All right. And I tell you what we're going to do. Provides detailed information, and I'm going to actually bring this down here because it does something else. All right. And let's go ahead and let's not only say that, right? We're going to also add something here. It's useful for service mapping too. So you got to keep that in mind. So if you need to know what kind of software and versions are running on those discovered ports. So let's go ahead and do Control O and hit Enter to write our text and save our notes. We're going to switch over here, and I do have a target, and that target is going to be my Ubuntu VM that I have running on this machine. So that's going to be my target, and it has an IP address of 192.168.0.250. Those of you that want, keep in mind that you can also have a Ubuntu target is just a purposely vulnerable Ubuntu server, and it has a few things on it that you can utilize if you want to easily import a VM into a virtualization software and use it as a target. And I also have a video where I show you Metasploitable too, so definitely check those videos out. So I've already got my target. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run nmap, sudo nmap dash lowercase s uppercase v. Keep in mind as well when you run nmap, depending on the time that you have to wait, you could run this against an entire network, so 192.168.0.0 with a /24 subnet mask or CIDR notation. Remember, for those of you that are just beginning, 255.255.255.0 subnet mask. We could also do, let's say we want a range of IP addresses, and I could define, 100 IP addresses if I want, or less. For me, I'm going to go ahead and run this against that specific target. Again, that's the Ubuntu server, instead of running it against my Metasploitable 2 machine, which you will also be able to do as well. Okay, so you can see that we have some information. We see that if we were to run, for instance, I tell you what, let me show you the difference here. If we were just to run a ping scan, remember that's just uppercase P, lowercase n. Again, check out the videos that I've shown you how to do that. Notice that it does give us some information about the services here, but it really just tells us what the service is. But here we've actually gone a little bit farther and we identified the version. We've see that this is Open SSH and it is running on Ubuntu, in Ubuntu Linux, and notice that we do have Apache as well too. Again, I have a pretty vulnerable web server here. It's wide open. It's got DVWA Mutilde installed on it, vulnerable web server, WordPress server. So we can see that a lot of things are going on here. But again, it's I know that it's vulnerable here, but it allows us to see some information, right? So that is your service and version info detection, right? So let's go ahead, let's talk a little bit about the next one. The next one I want you to be aware of is the ability to control the intensity. How aggressive do you want the version and version detection during the scanning process? So we can actually do something where, again, remember this is the Unix way to spell the option. So it's going to be -- and then it's version, then the single dash, right? You can kind of remember that if you're studying for an exam, right? And then what we're going to do here is we're going to type intensity. Now from here, what we need to do is we define what the level is. All right, and that is going to be essentially set from 0 to 9. All right. And let's go ahead and know something about the intensity here. So let me go ahead, let's make a few comments there. All right, so one of the first things to know is that when we look at low intensity is going to be somewhere like 0 to 2. All right, when we look at medium intensity. All right, this is going to be 3 to 6. And then finally, we look at high intensity. And this is going to be 7 to 9. All right. So looking at each one of these, how do these benefit us? Well, when we need quick results, right? Not exhaustive results is really how to remember this when you don't need exhaustive results or version details, right? Version details. All right, next up, medium intensity, right? Medium is just balanced, right? Medios. And then these, this last one is going to be used when accuracy is critical. Think, for instance, vulnerability assessments. Right? So that is the next thing. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this. So we'll do Control O and we'll hit Enter so that we save our text to our document here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch over here and let's go ahead and let's run, say, I don't know, let's do sudo nmap, right? We'll do SV, and then we're going to do version intensity, And then what do we set there? Let's set it at medium. Actually, you know what? Let's set it low. Let's see how accurate it is. We'll set it to 2. And who knows? We'll see what we get. And then we'll set our target again. All right. And we'll go ahead and run this. All right. Now, again, shouldn't take too long here because we've set that very, very low. All right, now we're kind of getting some of the same results here. Let's see if we can reduce it even more. What I'm trying to do, and I encourage you to do the same thing, is see how you can speed these up by saying, hey, I just need you to give me this information right now. All right, so notice that we can control, like I said, the intensity, which could be important, and giving you examples of where you might use that. So let's go ahead. We're going to switch back over to our documentation here. Let's give us a little bit more room on the screen. And let's talk about the next one. Now, the next one is going to be version light. So dash dash, right? Version dash light. All right, so what does this do? Well, we're going to limit to most likely probes. All right, so you can think of this as really running the same intensity, or I'll go ahead and put same as. Maybe we don't need the capitals. Same as, right, version dash intensity and saying 2, right? Or, and then putting target or our target. All right. So that's basically, actually, you know what we could do? Make our documentation a little bit easier. We could actually just use this as part of the notes for the next line. All right, makes it actually a little bit easier for at least for me. Maybe not for you. All right. Now let's go ahead and let's do a Control O. Oops, looks like I reduce the size of my screen. All right, so let's go ahead and this time and do a Control O. Let's save our text. Let's switch back over to our other terminal here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to change this, right? Instead of saying version intensity, I'm just going to say version light, right? And we're going to run this, and it should take about the same time as the one that honestly we just ran, right? So we'll go ahead and let this run. I know. All right, there's our results here. So we've gotten our results back here. We can clear the screen. Some other ones that we can do here too that I want you to be aware of. Next one up is going to be version all. So let's say that the opposite, accuracy is critical, right? Well, if you do version all, right, this is going to be try everything or every probe, right? So now you might see that this is the same as dash dash, some of you already probably guessed it, version dash intensity 9, and then target. All right. So notice that we can, instead of having to type out the entirety of version intensity level set, right, what our numerical value is, if we need the opposite sides of the spectrum for each, we can just do light or we can do all. So those will tend to take a little bit longer. So to help us speed up some time here, what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and run this. And then I'm not going to really wait for the results. We'll come back and look at the results, but we'll do an all because there's another one that I want you to run. We're going to take that numerical value out because we don't need that. Let's go ahead and run that. And while that's cooking, let's switch back. And I want to kind of speed this up for you because you guys know how, you all, doesn't matter, know how bad I type. So we're the next one is going to be version dash trace. And version dash trace allows us to show detailed version scan activity. And this is commonly, actually we'll put this on the next line, commonly used for debugging. And you can think of it as displaying verbose output. All right. So we'll go ahead and do our Control O, save our document. Let's go ahead and switch back over to our terminal here. And you can see service detection performed, right? And we're getting a lot of the same information that we seen when we ran the very first SV scan, service version slash, or service and version detection, excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, the next one that we're going to go ahead and run, let's clear this, and we'll run our final one up here as we finish up our version and service detection. Next, we're going to go ahead, and what we're going to do here is we're going to change this, and we're going to do trace, and then we're going to run this. All right. Notice that we're getting a lot of additional information, and one of the things that I should have told you that we could do, we could pipe this out to results.txt, right? And if we do that, it gives us the ability that after all this is done, and it goes by standard output, we can clear the screen here, and we can cat the results.txt. And let's just pipe this to less, right? So now we can start to see some detailed information, right? Notice we got ping packets back from, and we get an ID, right, here. So we're seeing some, a lot of detailed information, and we're just, oops, I do not want to paste that, right? So we can see that information, and a very easy way that if you need to move those results to another machine, again, like I said, you can use cat, you can use grep, right? So you can do, for instance, cat, and we can do results. We can grep that out to and look for like error. Right, nothing. All right, so we can do, let's see, file. All right, so again, you can look for very, very specific things, and you can see that it can tell that it's a VMware machine here. So just wanted to show you that you can grep that file as well. All right, everybody, there you have it. There is a little bit of service and version detection inside of Linux using Nmap. And as always, if you like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Check the description out for a link to the community Discord server. Thank you for watching.